How's it going, everybody? This is Adam, this is Cool Media, and this is Apex. As you can obviously tell, I am not talking about Apex Legend. Yeah, I have to deal with this confusion all the time. Whenever I talk about this game, people always immediately assume when I say the word Apex, people think I'm talking about Apex Legend. Hell, even my wife thought that. But no, this is a very obscure, long forgotten Xbox racing game. Apex, of course, means that point in a turn where you come in close in order to try to dart through at high speed. Now, this is one of my favorite racing games of all time, despite how obscure it is. Why is it one of my favorites? Well, the racing engine's solid enough, of course, but that's not the big reason. The big reason is what my cursor is currently sitting on: Dream Mode. What's this about? Well, it's about creating your own car company from the ground up. This is the biggest appeal. This is one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites. I enjoy sim games. Yes, I like the idea of building something from the ground up. I do play plenty of SimCity. Of course, Tropico is one of my all-time favorites, and I even play plenty of Civ. The building a company up is one of the parts that really drew me to this game. And it's just a shame that this absolutely awesome concept couldn't get complete couldn't come back up in a sequel, because given that this was an original Xbox game that didn't get that much of a marketing push, it obviously didn't sell that well. And of course, it's a pain in the ass to look up, because whenever you plug in Apex, people immediately think you're talking Apex Legend. Even Google thinks that. But I'm going to go ahead and start Dream Mode here, and let's build a car company. Now, this is an original Xbox game, but it is playable on the Xbox 360. And that's what I'm playing it on here. So if there's the occasional glitch, it's because of that. The 360 can be very good with emulating original Xbox games, but there tend to be issues here and there. Now you may be wondering, why don't I just use my original Xbox? Because you know I have one. This place sure is dark and dusty. I'll have a look around and see if there's anything that could be useful, or if we could just throw everything away. What's this? Hey, hang on a minute. It seems to be, wow, oh, wow. Yeah, these are real blueprints for concept cars. Let me just check. Yeah, wow, I can use this stuff to create our first car. Take a look yourself and see which design you prefer. Yeah, this is one of the biggest draws. The fact that you're not using licensed cars here. You're taking blueprints for prototypes. And this is one of the reasons why I really wish there was a sequel, because it would have been awesome to have even more prototypes to work with. Really customize your brand. Okay, let's see which one I'm going to start with. I got the Atlas, the Zelion, the Swagger Nerve. Okay, those are the three I have to start with. So I guess the Atlas is a good one to start with. Its brakes are rather weak, but it does fine. It does fine on the acceleration and the max speed.
Excellent choice. If it had been up to me, I would have chosen the same. Now, while I take a better look at the design, why don't you think of a brand name and a logo for your new company?
See what I was talking about in terms of glitches? Because there was supposed to be a voiceover during that first bit, but it just didn't come through. Okay, so a brand name. Well, this is cool media, so oh, not enough spaces for that. Shit. Well, let's just add to some confusion here with an abbreviation. CMC. And I'm not talking about CMC Music Factory. Yeah, cool motors company. Hey, it's not that different from DMC, which always showed up on the front of DeLoreans. Okay, now a logo. It sucks that not every logo can have the C on there, but there are plenty of them. Yeah, this is another reason why I really wish there was a sequel, because they could have expanded on so many of these concepts. Yeah, it sucks that only a few can have your monogram. How many? Only 5 have monograms. I guess I'll go with this one.
Yes, I like the name you chose, and I can't wait to see the logo on a car. I'll get to work straight away, and I'll call you as soon as I've finished.
6 months later.
Apparently, after loading, I just finished our first car, so now we're ready to compete in some prototype races. I cleaned up the place a bit, so first let me show you around. I bought this cover as a file cabinet. I don't really understand this, but they said you could set up all your game options from here, as well as save and load games. Very strange. I mean, they look like normal shelves to me. Well, here's the car. It was a real pleasure to build it. You can have a closer look at it now, or you could try the car out at the car park nearby. Here's the calendar of racing events. Let me show you which race you want to compete in, and I'll organize everything for you. Yeah, apparently, after a major load, the sound just glitches out. Let's see. Okay, can I actually? Yes, change the body work now. Okay. Now this doesn't allow you to do all the custom decals and things like that like you could in a Forza game, but at least they do give you plenty of paint options. I guess I'll start with a baby blue. Why not? But yeah, apparently the blueprints that you find in the game are based on actual prototypes that were available. Now it's very likely that none of these cars actually got made into real ones. This game came out, I think, in 2002. Given the fact that it's still using the icons for the Duke controller. But yeah, it still looks like a very nice. It is still a very nice looking game, despite the fact that this game is well over 20 years old. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in the first race. Now, the races here are very important, not just for earning trophies or anything like that, but for earning the cash that you need to expand your business, actually build your brand. Because you're not going to start with just this one prototype. You're out to build an entire company. Yeah, if you get into the top four for any given race, then you'll earn sales in order to be able to expand your brand. Yeah. Yeah, this does look extremely good for the time, and even looks pretty solid now. Keep in mind, this was a complete Xbox exclusive.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now, this does not have realistic Oh, never mind. You can't actually get damaged. But it looks like it doesn't really affect handling or anything like that. Otherwise, dragging the bumper would be slowing me down, obviously. Now, the physics are a bit on the arcadey side. And it looks like I am starting to get a little drift here. Uh, shit. Okay, come on. But yeah, like most arcade racers, this definitely rewards aggressive driving. If I remember correctly, in the options, you could actually set it to be drift heavy, like make it play like a Ridge Racer game.
Final lap.
Okay. Alright, you bastard. First race, and barely got a win. Yeah, one of the things that kind of sucks is the fact that while you can customize the color of the cars, you can't adjust your driver or anything like that. This is one of those cases where it had a fantastic concept, but it just didn't go far enough with it. It would have been absolutely amazing if this got a sequel, because then they could have taken the awesome concept and really ran with it. But it was not to be.
Well, you started off fine. Complete all the other races to gain attention and interest for our car.
All right, let's jump. It is kind of cool to see your buddy here actually working on the car while in here. It's just sure it's just idle animations, but it does add to it. Very impressive level of detail. Okay, next race. Okay, fortunately, you can take the 4 races in the series in any order. Now, as you can see, the other vehicles you race against are actually licensed makes. And I think you could use them in the quick play mode, but you can't. Oh shit! But you can't actually use them in the dream mode. Besides, it's not the point. The point is to build your own brand. In fact, you know what would have been one of the coolest ideas? Actually being able to create your own blueprints. Hey, Milestone, why don't you take a break from all those motorcycle racing games you've been doing and do a sequel to this? Yeah, here's where the drift style would really come into play. Damn it. Come on. Yeah, even now, this is still a very good looking game. Damn it. Got off the asphalt there.
Final lap.
Yeah, even though you could see deformation on the car, it doesn't actually impact the handling. Damn it. Get off. Get off the grass. Okay, if there is one fault, the steering is a little slippery. And I checked the options. It doesn't look like there's anything to adjust the sensitivity. I think this was the time where they were actively promoting getting actual steering wheels for racing games.
I've had some inquiries about our car, but people aren't quite convinced. Make the car more attractive by completing the other two races.
Yeah, even the inside of the shop, if they went to great detail to show well, what a shithole this place is right at the start. But as you build your brand, it does upgrade. Now, none of these tracks are based on real-world locations, but they do look pretty distinctive.
Three, two, one, go!
But yeah, races can come down to feeling like a bit of bumper cars. Now, I don't know if some people would prefer the game to have really sim handling, but considering the fact that you're using prototype cars, it probably wouldn't be the point to have realistic physics. Damn it. Yeah, don't go looking for those guidelines that you could see in Forza or the latest Gran Turismos. This is way before that. Gotta be glad that you at the very least get the mini map. And I'm not sure if this has rubber band AI or anything like that to try to keep the races close. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it did, because in terms of physics, this is very arcadey, so it would make sense if the AI was that way too. Fortunately, it looks like it's very hard to spin out. That's one thing that always pissed me off whenever I tried to play Ridge Racer.
Final lap.
Okay, I managed to get a little bit of distance here. Okay, get off my ass. Uh, okay, managed to stay at the top. That is a photo finish right there. Only 600ths of a second ahead of the Mercedes.
Great. You've almost managed it. Complete the last race, and I'll have a surprise for you.
A local newspaper invites you to a comparative race against other manufacturers. Yeah, random challenges pop up here alongside the major races. Completing these challenges can really bump up the publicity for your brand.
2, 1, go!
Uh, It's on the same track that I was just on. I do find myself wishing I had a steering wheel for this, but steering wheels for the original Xbox were expensive at the time, and it's probably a pain in the ass to try to find one that works now. Shit. I noticed that this race only has 5 competitors. Only has five racers rather than 6, like the last, like the main ones. Get off the sand, back on the tarmac. There you go. Of course, since I'm playing this on the 360, there's not even any guarantee that a 360 racing wheel would work. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Oh, damn it. Okay, do I have a chance to retry the challenge? Oh well. It won't be the last time something like that will come up.
Three, two, one, go!
I don't think this is the first track that we were on. No, it isn't. And like I said before, the developer Milestone is still in business. They've been doing the Ride series, is that series of motorcycle racing games. At least I believe they have been. I have the first 3. I'll have to look it up. Now I have this set for normal handling. Like I said, you can set it to drift style handling. I never actually tried it though. I don't often play drift. That's probably why I don't play that well with Ridge Racer games, because if you can't drift, then you're completely hosed in those games.
Final lap.
Okay. No, you're not gonna pass, asshole. No, if you really look at it, you see some rather cool touches for the time, like the real time reflections on the is on the chrome. Asshole. I was doing so well until that last hit. Industrial production starts. Okay, now I have access to Lotus Elise in the arcade mode. So yes, you do get the real cars in the arcade mode, but the dream mode, which is the big draw, you're limited to the prototype cars.
Yeah, you made it. Some people already ordered the car, so I opened a production section. The whiteboard will show you sales and how far we are from being able to develop another car, which of course depends on your placings.
Yeah, we're still in the original place, but as you can see, it got expanded. Okay, need to build up research funds in order to be able to get more cars, including being able to develop others in the same class or going into a new class. It is a rather basic system, but considering what it's doing, I still think it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, there's the normal and the drift style. I apparently can't make any other alterations. Can't set up the gears or the downforce. Okay, now I have access to the next series of races. Okay. Now you see the numbers on those on the rankings there. Get Getting those will bump up how many research points you can score.
Three, two, one, go!
Okay. Okay, come on. Okay, that was a good one. Unfortunately, that's an issue with the AI in arcade racing games. They always try to nudge you in the hindquarters. Sounds dirty.
Final lap.
Damn it. Hey! At least I recovered. Now that was a good win right there.
Nice racing. It's great to see you finish first.
Okay, let's see how this tracks. Yep. Yeah, that bumps up the research funds by the exact amount that they had there. So it looks like it may end up grinding unless there's a major bonus for getting first in all the races. Either that or maybe those random challenges that pop up could give you major bonus points.
2, 1, go!
Uh, okay. I'll probably have to look at the replay right there because it looked like one of the cars got flipped over. Damn it.
Final lap.
Okay, I'm definitely doing much better on this track than I had on a few of the others. Even with those 90-degree turns. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happened at that one point. Hopefully, hopefully the camera will actually give a good view. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it wasn't a complete flip over. It got up on two wheels.
You had them all eating your exhaust fumes.
Hi, I chose death. As I mentioned here, this is Apex. It's on the original Xbox. It's not Apex Legend, which makes it a bitch to try to look up. This is actually one of my favorite racing games, mainly because of the fact that this isn't just about the racing, it's about building your own car company. And they even give you plenty of prototype cars, prototype blueprints to work with. That's the thing that makes this game unique. And I really wish this could have done well enough to get a sequel, because I would have loved for this concept to go further. Okay, still got a ways to go before I can build another car. Yeah, there are just so many ideas that could have come into play with this. Can you imagine if you could actually create your own blueprints, or maybe further expand on the business? The possibilities would have been endless. Unfortunately, this was an original Xbox game that didn't get that big of a marketing push, so in the end it didn't sell that well.
Three, two, one, go!
Damn it. Yeah, ultimately that it... Come on. Ultimately, that's the only real failing with this. This had a lot of awesome ideas that they just didn't go far enough with. That's kind of why I hope that this game had managed to get a sequel. I would have loved for these concepts to have gone even farther. Damn it. Got off the asphalt for just a moment there. Now, as you can see, the AI can get very aggressive. I'm not sure if there's rubber banding in place, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was.
Final lap.
Oh, damn it. Lost track of what I was doing there. But I would definitely consider this one of the original Xbox's best exclusives, even if it could have gotten a lot farther. Oh, come on. You get back here. Okay, get off. Get out of the dirt. There you go. Come on. Okay, only got second that time, but that'll still get me some more sales. And hopefully still get them enough attention to get the newspapers looking.
Nice driving. It was a pleasure watching you.
Yeah, your lead mechanic can sound a little dorky. But yeah, definitely looks like they're building more cars. Got 44 on the research funds. And got one race left in this series. Oh, we got a long and twisty track here.
Three, two, one, go!
Okay. No forming roadblocks. Come on. Let me past. Okay, well, it looks like your car can get deformed, and it doesn't look like the licensed cars can. I know that was kind of a sticking point for racing games back in the day. In fact, I think the original Forza Motorsport was the first one to actually let you damage licensed cars. Okay, come on. You come back here.
Final lap.
Okay. Quit coming up on the turning side. Okay, come on. Let me get past you, asshole. Okay. Damn it. Damn it! And right before the finish line, too. I'll still get some research funds out of it, but not as much as if I had actually managed to keep myself right on that last turn. Okay, got a new upgrade for my first concept car. And got a couple more cars that I could use in the arcade mode.
We finally qualified for the semi-professional events. Cool! Take a look at the cool changes I made to the car. The main change is the performance chip I installed, and now
You can also adjust the gearbox ratio yourself.
by the way, you can go and check out the differences on the test track first.
Okay. Still need to get some more points before I can develop the next car. Okay. Okay, it looks like my biggest issue is the fact that the car isn't getting up to speed soon enough. So let's try with a shorter gear setup. Okay, the semi-pro races are now available, but can I actually go back to the amateurs? Maybe build up some more research points. Yeah, this one I came so close. Let's see if that shift on the gearbox could actually allow me to win this one.
Three, two, one, go!
Okay, yeah, it's building up speed sooner. That's a good thing. And if I have a spot of bother on the track, maybe this will allow me to recover a bit more easily. Hopefully the cut in overall speed wouldn't be so severe. Okay, it definitely looks like that shift managed to work well. Okay, don't get in the gravel. Come on. Stay on the tarmac. Funny enough, it seems like this car is actually running a little faster. Maybe Maybe that chip that the engineer was talking about managed to bump up the overall speed.
Final lap.
I swear, it is absolutely criminal how obscure this game is. If it could have gotten in a marketing push, then this could have really sold well. I mean, at the time, the only real competition that the original Xbox had in the racing arena was Sega GT and the first Project Gotham. It'd be a couple of years before Forza Motorsport would start. Yeah, it definitely looks like the upgrades definitely worked well. But does that translate to more research funds?
The car's doing well and you're flying.
Okay. Yes, you can actually go back to old races and probably even ones that you won in order to build up your research funds. I want to, at the very least, get to the point where I can build another car. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get first place on this track, if possible.
Three, two, one, go!
But yeah, that retooling of the acceleration definitely helped. Computer can still be a bitch, but at the very least, I have a bit more of an edge now. Don't get up on my ass. Yeah, that last curve can be a real nightmare. Okay, I took that curve a little wide, but didn't lose too much. Okay, got a little bit of distance here. And the last curve. Okay, I got off the tarmac a bit, but I didn't lose enough ground. There. There you go.
Nice racing. It's great to see you finish first.
Okay, how am I doing on research funds? Okay, don't have far to go. I think one more first place finish would be enough to develop the next car. Okay, so this one is actually a championship. Now, the last couple series, I was able to complete the races in any order. I just went down the list just for convenience. But this one is definitely going for a specific series. And they changed the color of my car. What the hell?
Three, two, one. Go.
Wait, hold it. I think I'm actually driving the Roadster. Okay, come on. Oh. God, this is so much fun. Don't I wish there was a sequel? Seriously, Atari, you were ready to do a third Test Drive Unlimited that turned out to be crap, but you aren't going to give this another chance? But then again, I have to wonder if they did try to do another one, it could invite a whole bunch of nastiness, like microtransactions for blueprints and things like that. Of course, it could be nastiness, or it could be simple, because basic DLC for adding more blueprints to your company would be very nice. But companies are pretty greedy nowadays. Something like this would just invite, oh, another couple bucks just for one more blueprint.
Final lap.
And off, and oftentimes with games like that, they'll deliberately make it that, oh, oh, your current cars can't possibly win this race, but the next blueprint can do it. If you could either grind away at the basic races for the next blueprint, or just pay a couple bucks to get the next one outright. Way too many companies think that way. And I hate to see one of my favorite obscure games getting a cash horse sequel. Now, if it was a pure sequel, free of all the extra crap, then I would absolutely welcome it. Yeah, I'm convinced there must be some rubber banding going on here. Yep, this is a full-blown series. I can't even get back to check out how the business is doing. Not until this series is over. So let's go ahead and finish it.
Three, two, one, go!
Yeah, definitely glad that this game is not it's not so easy to spin out in this game. That's always been my biggest issue with a lot of arcade racers. Okay. No being nasty. Oh, they got bound up at that chicane. That is the right term, right? One would think that if I played so much Forza and Gran Turismo and all that other stuff, I'd get very acquainted with all the racing terms. Fortunately, they're far enough back.
Final lap.
Okay, still got plenty of ground on them. Oh, damn it. Of all the times to lose ground. Come on. And I swear, did they reset my gearbox to medium? It seems like it because I wasn't picking up speed fast like I was before. Okay. I'm still leading the pack in the championship, but I can't afford to lose another race. Let me recheck the settings. No, it is still set on short. I guess the music glitched out.
Three, two, one, go!
Okay, cut that a little too tight. Come on. Oh no, you do not shove me out of the turn. Asshole. Yeah, go ahead and smash into each other. Just leave me out of it. Okay, I was lucky there. It looked like one was ready to cut in.
Wow.
Alright, that is unacceptable. Come back here. Okay, I definitely got a good power slide in there. There we go. Yeah, those 90-degree turns can be a real bitch to get through. And with that win, won the championship. High research level for victory. And my company is building up. Got new events available, and got a couple more cars available in the arcade mode.
Hey, Guy, good news. We've had enough success to start developing a new roadster. I've already prepared an area to build the prototype. Or, as you once said, we could wait and develop a sports car instead. However, we'd need enough research funds and would have to reach the sales target you set. If you want me to develop a roadster, just walk over to the drawing board and choose which design you want me to work on. You're the boss, and know what's best.
Yep, the plant is really starting to build up here. Okay. Okay. We got the Zillion or the Swagger Nerve. Let's go with the Swagger Nerve here. Now, roadster sales have to build up, plus I need to get more research funds in order to start developing sports cars. Now, why did the color change to red? Okay. Okay. All right, this is not a championship. This is just basic races. All right, with the time I have left, I think I could do one or two more races. Okay, let's try the central station.
Three, two, one, go!
Damn it. That turn was a bit too tight. I can't stress this enough. Despite this game being over 20 years old, it still looks extremely nice. Oh, almost spun out there. Okay, come on. Okay, I took that one way too tight. It seems like my steering is a bit more slippery than it had been the last few races. I know I hadn't made any adjustments. Okay, come on. Okay. Didn't lose control that time.
Final lap.
Damn it, I cut that too tight again. Damn it! Yeah. Another thing that's easy to take for granted in more modern racing games, no rewind feature. Damn it. I lost this one. Fortunately, when it comes to the single races, you could always try them again. Oh, I guess it's a godsend that I boosted things for the acceleration. Oh my god. Managed to snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat. That was sheer luck.
You had them all eating your exhaust fumes.
I'd rather they eat my dust, thank you. Okay. I have enough time for one more race. Yeah, it may suck that I can that my stream time can only be about 2 hours on a Friday, but that's all I got. Those who know me from YouTube definitely know that my playtime is very limited. Okay, one more race. Oh, this looks like a nasty track. Plenty of hairpins, plenty of 90 degrees, plenty of chances to crack the car up. So let's go.
Three, two, one, go!
Come on. No, you don't. Asshole! You saw that. Bastard slammed right into me.
Final lap.
And then coming out of that, right into a 90. Another 90. And another 90 here.
Track record.
Okay, that was pretty slick. Got a new calendar event available, and got another car for the arcade mode, the Mercedes SLK 32.
Hey, listen. I'm always receiving phone calls and faxes from people interested in our brand. It takes up a lot of my time. So I think you should hire a receptionist for all this stuff.
Okay, I'm guessing that'll come in later. All right, what am I sitting on for research points? Got 80. Well, that was Apex. That is one of my favorite racing games, and it's one that hardly anyone remembers or even heard of at the time. It was an original Xbox exclusive. It came from Atari, published by Atari, developed by Milestone, and it hardly got any marketing push. Reviews were very good. Moby, one of the few places that would actually show Apex rather than just thinking, oh, you're talking about Apex Legends? No, I'm not talking about Apex Legends. Yeah, on Moby, the game ranks with a solid 7.3. Highest review was from Game Chronicles, giving it a 93. And lowest was... Borderstown gave it a 30. So pretty split opinions here. But it is personally one of my favorites. And it is an original Xbox game, but you can also play it on the 360, which is what I'm playing this on here. It's not currently compatible with the Xbox One or the Series X, but from what I understand, they're trying to boost more backwards compatibility there. Of course, it's not on any of the digital storefronts, so how much to find a physical disc on eBay? No, I'm not talking about Apex Legends. I don't mean Apex Legend. Okay, here's what I'm actually talking about. Okay, looking it up on eBay, you can find it for around 10 to 15 bucks. So yeah, you can easily find it. It's definitely worth a look. It is one of my favorite racing games. It definitely deserves a whole lot more attention than it gets, or even got at the time. Well, thanks for joining me. I'll probably go ahead and jump back into this. After all, I got a lot more cars to develop, and I really want to build my company up. Have any questions, comments? Let me know. There's my blue sky right there. Yeah, I think next time I will jump back into this. I got a lot more building to do on my company. Thanks for joining me. Take care and game on.